All right, guys, here we go. Back on the Fight Finance podcast. Someone's been on the show before. Askar Askar, how you doing, my man?
What's up, bro? How you been? I hope everything's been good with you.
Yeah, man, we're super blessed over here, man. Life is good, podcast good, family good. How about you? How about yourself?
Everything's good here. You know what I mean? We're just dealing with the coronavirus, so we're wearing masks 24/7. We're going outside. Other than that, it's nice.
Right,
Everything.
right, right. Also, you just picked up a big win. LFA 92 main event, 11-1. How is everyone should be calling you? Like every promotion should be calling you. How has it been since the win?
They should be calling my manager or my coach because I keep my phone on mute. But it's been good. You know what I mean? Man, I love this so much, man. I love MMA. I love training. And I love being able to do this. I'm so happy about the experience I got for LFA main event and getting that fight with Kevin Worth. 11-1 now. I'm so happy. I'm blessed to be where I'm at, but I'm excited for the future. You know what I mean? I want to see what's next, see what my next fight's gonna be or where it's gonna be, and I'm just excited for that. In the meantime,
Right.
and as hard as possible for it.
Right. It's crazy because I think your record's so good. I saw you live. It was at Island Fights a year and a half ago, Columbus, Georgia. And I was like, whoa, this is a UFC caliber fighter, no doubt about it. Top 15, top 10 bantamweight.
Yeah.
And it seems like I don't know why. It seems like something is missing from the promotions, not from you. Does it bother you? Do you get angst? And there's been a lot of short notice fights during the pandemic. Have you been, let's just call it out, have you been pissed that you haven't been called on this short notice, or it's just I can't control it and you just keep on grinding?
Yeah, no, I don't care. It's irrelevant. You know what I mean? Everybody's so focused on, like the short notice thing, this, that. Everybody's life plays out so different. You know what I mean? Everybody's got their own story. Everybody's got their own moment. Everybody is in their own situation. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's perfect timing. Sometimes it's the worst timing possible. So I'm only focused on myself. I can only live my life. And it's an experience, and it's a crazy one. So I'm just going one day at a time, getting better. And then when I get my call, I'll get my call. I know, you know what I mean? A lot of guys dream about how they had that vision before they got to UFC, how they envisioned themselves in that cage. I have that vision also, you know what I mean? And I can't wait until one day it becomes reality. So until then, I'm just going to keep grinding. I know I just want to get my abilities to the best possible, you know what I mean, capacity they could be at, and then I'll be happy.
Right. And it looks like you're doing that. Just even in the short, it's been 10, 12 months. And I know you went through the pandemic. You fought twice through it now, kind of. But I was there ringside for your fight with Island Fights. And then I watched your fight at LFA. I was like, man, Askar just keeps on going levels and levels and levels. Man, I thought you looked phenomenal. How did you think you were at LFA 92?
I felt good. That Island fight for what fight? What's called kid? I forgot his name.
Albert Martinez.
Yes, that's him. He was coming with a weird style, in and out, dash, this. So that experience with him actually helped a lot in this fight because I knew this kid had a similar game plan, hit and leave, hit and slide out. So I kept the pressure, I kept the hands nice and high, nice and tight, and stayed in his face, you know what I mean? And was able to break down his game with just that, pressure right in his face the whole time. So,
right.
Yeah, I definitely feel like I've grown a lot, I'm just getting better on a daily basis, and I'm focused on, my strength and conditioning, my striking, my jiu-jitsu, my wrestling every single day, and that's all I can do.
Yeah, man. Dude, I thought you looked phenomenal. A lot of your library is on UFC Fight Pass. I think it's been your fourth or even fifth fight on the Fight Pass. Mm-hmm. Great streaming service. They love calling people up. Is that the direction you want to handle? Maybe a contender series to UFC? Or, hey, if one calls you, one is phenomenal with lighter weight classes. PFL's giving out a lot of money. Hopefully they're back next year in 2021, giving out millions. Do you prefer any way to go, or is there a certain avenue you do want to take?
Man, I don't know. There was a one offer like a year ago. They gave me an offer for one, but I don't know. It's so hard with the pandemic and stuff going over there and fighting for them. So I don't know if that's even an option for any of the guys from the United States anymore. Unless you're, a high-profile guy. But I'm focused on fighting, and that's about it. Whatever show gives me an offer to make some money, make a living, and make this a career, I'll be happy about it. Just like Dana White said, this is an opportunity, and he's right. It is an opportunity until you make enough racks to make it a career. You know what I mean? And be able to invest in yourself and invest in what you want to do to have a better life. But until then, I'm just focused on getting better, and then when the big show calls, I'll be ready.
Yeah. For sure. Did you just hear in the bantamweight division, they just Aljamain Sterling and Peter Yan just got announced For one, I would love your take on that fight. Your first kind of gut feeling on who comes home with that belt.
Man, it's a matchup of styles, right? You know, you got
Right.
the grappler and the striker, but they've Peter Yan never fought anybody like Aljo. You know what I mean? Where he just wants to get in there, take him down, get on his back, you know, stuff like that. But the same thing, the most similar guy that Peter Yan fought, would I say it was Jimmy Rivera, maybe John Dotson compared to Peter. No, he didn't fight John Dotson, did he? I don't think he did.
No, Sterling did.
Sterling fought John Dotson?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. There you go. So, you know, they got a similar opponent. But, yeah, I don't know. I honestly, off the top of my head, I think Peter Yan. You know, that guy style's relentless. He stays in your face, boxing, knees, clinch, elbows. You know, I love that style, you know.
Right.
It's all about high pace, high pressure, you know, like the lighter guys. I like Aljo, but, you know, I don't know. I like the striker a little bit more. You know, I like that boxed it up from distance, you know, kind of thing. And then maybe if you could take him, Aljo could take him down, though. Peter Yan's in, you know, a world of hurt if Aljo gets on his back. You know, I don't know a lot of guys that can escape from his back mount.
Right. And that's where I'm going to go with it. I love that we can go back and forth. Jan's a monster. You know, he's went through it, but I just feel like his last two against Aldo and Faber, he looked great, but still those guys aren't, you know, 7 years ago, Faber and Aldo. And Sterling's looked amazing. And then how quickly he went through Sandhagen, how quickly went through Morales. And I know it's not like that in the fight game, but I just think he's in that right mind. I just think Sterling knows this is his title window. It was super hard for him to get this title shot. It seems like it was wacky. Should have been announced 3-4 months ago, maybe. I think he knows this is his one shot. I really love Sterling in this spot. I don't know why. I think Jan's going to get too close to him, and he was going to get his shots off. Sterling will bounce around. I think Sterling will grapple with him, get him down. And we never seen Jan really grapple that much. Like, we never seen Jan twist and move. I think Sterling submission. I think we're going to see it and new.
Wow. Hell yeah, let's go. We'll see what
there we go. The other one, what did you think of Sandhagen? That I just thought that was the best he's ever looked. Morales, I have a ton of love for. ATT guy. Just that knockout was mind blowing to me.
Yeah, crazy. And it wasn't even the craziest knockout of the weekend, is it?
I know.
You know. It's crazy to think about that. He was in the main event against Morales, and he spun, and you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Back kick, and it's like it's still not the highlight or the thing that everybody's talking about. But Corey Sandhagen's a dog. You know what I mean? His striking is crazy to watch. You know, that's the crazy thing right now. Watching the guys in the top 10, top 5, it's so inspiring to see them put on these performances. You know, because you, as a young guy coming up, you look at it and you learn. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's how a knockout like Buckley comes up. Buckley's been probably watching the sport, seeing these crazy knockouts, these spinning knockouts, these spinning kicks. You know, playing tech in the game and seeing all these crazy moves, just like Max Holloway was talking about with how he learned most of his striking from the video games. You know what I mean? So it's like you see something, you analyze it with your eyes, it goes into your mind, and then, you know what I mean, you could recreate it with your body if you're able to, you know what I mean? Exert yourself physically like that. So seeing these crazy knockouts happen nowadays are awesome. I'm excited for the next 5-10 years to see what other crazy knockouts are going to be created, you know?
For sure. That's a great point. And like you said, Sandhagen on almost any other week or any other card would be like the guy. Everyone's talking about Buckley. Everyone's talking about Barbosa, who looked phenomenal in the co-main at 145. I thought Barbosa looked so crisp. It's wild. The game is on fire. Like, since the silver lining of the pandemic, to me as an MMA guy, has been MMA and UFC. They've been putting out, it's a show every weekend. Fight Island,
Korean Zombie versus Brian Ortega this weekend. That's insane. That fight is amazing. I'm so excited for that.
Dude, Lomo's on it this weekend. Next weekend, we got Khabib and Gaethje. But the Zombie and Ortega is the fight of the end of the year for me. It's the best fight they can make. I love this fight. Love it.
I can't wait. That's an exciting fight. I love watching Korean Zombie fight. He's just a different style. You know, ever since he came back from his military leave, he's been on a roll. It's just, I see his knockouts against Brandao, I think it was. Or
Mopiano, Frankie.
Yes, Frankie too with the uppercut, crazy. His uppercut timing is one of the things I like to, see from Korean Zombie, because I'm a guy that loves uppercuts also.
Yeah.
Timing, the way he just drops people with them, I'm like, man, that's what I want to try to develop into my game. You know, so it's cool. I'm excited to see him fight Brian Ortega this weekend, see how he does. You know, he was talking about how Brian Ortega doesn't really get knocked out. He doesn't really get knocked down. You know what I mean? He took 300 punches against Max Holloway, so you know what I mean. We're gonna get to see if Korean Zombie can put him down.
Yeah, it's so intriguing to me when you say that. And Max Holloway, of course, one of the best strikers in the game's ever seen, but he's more of that. He's like tit, tit, tat, tat, tat. Koreans just throw in monster bombs in totally different angles, leg kicks, elbows, short elbows. I love this fight. I do have the Korean Zombie in that middle third, fourth round. I see him taking him out. I really do. 2.
That's what I'm saying.
I like it, man. I love it. I love it. Another one also is so with next weekend being Khabib and Gaethje, it's to the middle class UFC fan, the biggest fight they can make. Huge fight. Khabib's undefeated. Gaethje's got a lot of momentum. Who do you see taking it out?
Khabib. You can't bet against Khabib. Listen,
can't. He's got a 0.
You just can't. You just can't. Especially his style too. It's like Gaethje's the man, and he does have a chance, and it is a fight. But historically, Khabib's fought guys like that. I feel with power punches. Any guy could catch anybody in a fight and rock him.
Right.
We're wearing small gloves, so it's like it's easy for anybody to do that. But with Khabib, he has just a certain pace, a certain style, a certain way of moving where he does that herky-jerky style where you can't even time him. He's not in front of you because he's moving so much. And if you're not used to it, you're and it's the first time you've ever experienced it was in that cage with him. It's gonna be it's gonna be a hard time for you. So I see Khabib maybe submitting them in the 4th, maybe 5th. If it goes that long, but if it is a knockout, it's probably going to be in the middle, and you know what I mean. It's going to be in the 1st or 2nd round.
Right,
no way it's going to be up against the fence.
And like people don't understand how he uses his wrestling for his striking. Like everyone's so worried about grabbing and seeing where he comes. He comes with this overhand right that you should get out of the way of, and you're just not worried about it or thinking of it, and it gets you out. That's what he did to Conor.
Yeah, this is true. This is true. He confuses you with his wrestling and his size and his. You feel guys in wrestling practice, but I'm sure once you feel Khabib, it's a different. It's a different.
Yeah,
man.
That's what Dustin said.
Yeah, especially at 155 pounds. That's what people don't realize. Though, there's a reason we cut weight, and it is to try to have a size advantage. And some guys can hold on weight differently than other guys. You know what I mean? Some body types could lose weight differently. Some guy, and then you notice that in the cage the next day. You guys stand next to each other. You go, bro, they were that weight yesterday. This guy looks like he's twice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and you see some of these guys hold weight differently. Also, you know what I mean? Some guys cut from 170 to 155. Some guys cut from 190 to 155.
Right.
So it makes it a difference.
Right. Mike Davis fought Gilbert Burns on short notice last year in the UFC, and that's what Burns fought at. I think it was 155, right? Yeah, and they saw him, the day of or whatever. He was 182, like the next day in the morning, and literally it was 10, 12 hours. It's crazy. Where do you cut from?
See, what did you say?
What weight are you walk around with usually?
I fight at 135, and then I usually walk around 150, 155, hovering. When I'm like a little further out. For the last fight, actually, I had one of my best and easiest cuts, and I was around 147, 146.
Oh, nice.
So it was nice and smooth. But after the fight, I enjoyed a little bit of that extra food, extra meals.
Yeah.
Breakfast because I'm like, but I usually like to fast and do my first workout fasted. But I'm like today for the interview, I'll fill up my belly. You know what I mean?
There you go. And you're still in Chicago?
Yes, sir. Chicago. Yep.
Cold up there?
Oh man, it just started getting cold the last couple of days. You know what I mean? I'm a guy that loves the sun. My dream is to either move to Florida or California.
Okay.
But in the meantime, I think the cold makes you tough. You know what I mean? You go outside. A lot of people start getting hoodie, this, that. I'm like, no. You know what? For the next couple of days, I'll stay shirt low. Still cut shorts. I'm like, I'm trying to get that free cryotherapy.
The freak out, man. There's a couple really good gyms down here in South Florida. Palm trees, aqua water, man.
Hell yeah, I'll definitely make a visit. I'm me and my brother in the next couple of months. Hopefully, are gonna try to go down to a few different states just to train with a few different teams. Get different looks.
Right.
A couple of my teammates might come with me, so we'll see.
Very cool, man. Askar, it's always great talking to you. 11-1 bantamweight UFC Fight Pass, man. I got to make a phone call. We got to get this thing rolling. You got to be. I got to see January, February. I got to see Askar in the UFC. That's just what it is.
Hopefully. Sooner though. Let's get a fight scheduled sooner, and then if something pops up, we'll be ready.
There we go, my man. Appreciate you. Appreciate your time. Let's talk soon. All right.
My man. Thank you.